If you're a restoration contractor that's been hesitating at all to jump into commercial restoration, this episode's going to be really good for you. Today, I'm going to spend a few minutes breaking down why commercial work isn't quite as scary or overwhelming as one might think, and how it could probably transform your business almost immediately. This year, you could put bigger revenue, bigger profits, bigger opportunities on your P&L. And that could start right away, could start this week, could start this month. You probably have done some commercial work, but you picture it as some big, giant, overwhelming beast. Maybe you've never done it because of it just seems like it's a whole different ballgame. Huge losses, big competitors, cash flow nightmares. But here's the truth. It doesn't really have to be that way. It's kind of like the Wizard of Oz. If you look back behind the curtain, you realize that, gosh, it's just not that scary. As a matter of fact, many people will tell you it's generally easier than residential because of all of the extra remote time, energy, time, money you spend on the emotional chase. Commercial restoration just means business properties. Think a flooded office or a restaurant fire or a moldy Verizon wireless place or maybe even a small hotel that has 6 or 8 rooms. How is that different than residential as far as the work that goes into doing it? These can be smaller, they can be simpler, and way more profitable than the residential grind that you're used to for a lot of different reasons. I'm going to talk about that today. Think about what you deal with now. Okay, most of you probably do residential jobs. You've got homeowners calling nonstop. You probably don't onboard well enough because the emotional and the trauma and the fear and the stress of every little detail has them really just spun up. And then, of course, that goes downhill to you. And you do more of those smaller jobs, and you're not going to every single job. You do rely on your crew, but you still have to take most of the phone calls, or your team takes the phone calls, and it comes down to you. It's exhausting. It can really be a slog. And it's just getting, unfortunately, worse. We love helping homeowners. We love helping customers. But the process and the situation going through these is incredible. Now, I will tell you, if commercial is not your lane and you want to improve how you do your residential for your daily work, you absolutely should reach out to our team at Restoration Advisors. And we've got a huge amount of programs and skills and training on how to make you more fluid there. But today I'm talking about CATx and the commercial. Now imagine clients who treat restoration like a business decision, okay? Property managers, they sign contracts all single day. They approve fast. They just say, it's just, let's get going. They focus on getting back into work. There's less drama, more logic, and less emotion. That's what commercial work gives you. Here's the best part. One commercial client can turn into repeat business. It has my whole career. It is, I always say, commercial restoration, when you do it right, it's extremely contagious. A property manager with 5 buildings doesn't call once. They call every time something goes wrong. A business with a maintenance plan, they're dialing your number for every leak, every storm. They've got a roof leak that they just haven't fixed. It's cheaper to do the restoration of that than it is to replace a roof. Happens all the time. Sometimes it's liability. I used to have a client that I did a lot of work with in Atlanta, Georgia. They were a university and they had a library, and the city would flood all the time because of a lackluster infrastructure on the drainage. And the building would flood. Category 3, 40,000, 35, 38,000 square feet, completely 3 inches of water every single time. Cat 3, demo, tear it out, dry it. Sometimes about the time we were putting the code back on and the carpet is getting put back in, it flooded again. They just had the city paying them for it. They paid us and they got paid back. That's what commercial restoration can be. And those are the opportunities that CATx can help you look for, search them out, and learn how to win them. You want some of that work? You want to get some of that steady work? Of course you do. Commercial's where it's at. I promise you. You might like helping homeowners, and I would say probably don't stop. You might start doing enough commercial where it doesn't make sense to do the residential anymore. That's the way my business was. We were commercial only. We did almost no residential unless it was a family member or a client's house, and then we would do it, and sometimes that was free. Oh, don't sleep on the profits. Commercial projects often mean bigger scopes, higher revenue. You're moving faster. You've got more people. You're working on T&M. This isn't your Xactimate where the pricing seems to be fixed. Wink, wink, wink. Oh, it's not fixed. No Xactimate in commercial restoration. You don't have to. You can if you want to. But I would say most customers, and the way you're going to create your contracts is probably best you get a published rate sheet and use a T&M, not Xactimate. It's not, doesn't really fit there. Reconstruction, absolutely. Mitigation, emergency services, probably going to want to go with maybe even a hybrid. We show you how to do every bit of that. We're going to teach your team to be a T&M pro to create invoices in real time and give customers updates on prices every day if you really want to. Sure, let's talk elephant in the room. Sometimes the payments might take a little bit longer, but these clients have insurance or budgets lined up, not a homeowner scrambling for their deductible. Plus, you can get emergency service contracts, MSAs, master service agreements. That's reoccurring cash flow that you can almost count on. Maybe you do other maintenance things that aren't to do with mitigation, but you're going to keep on that property. You're going to keep the keys to the building. You're going to keep doing work with them. I know what you're thinking. Everyone says that. What about the big guys? You've got all these companies. It doesn't even have to be a franchise. They've got bigger budgets, business development specialists. People don't buy from that. Customers want good service, trust, honesty, integrity, and people to do what they say they're going to do, and to own their problems when they make them, to fix their issues, fix their failures. Sometimes big companies are a little slower at doing that, and that does frustrate national clients. These national franchises, national big companies, they might seem intimidating, but they've got cracks too. They've got bigger problems. They don't talk about it, but I can tell you they've got them, so you can exploit those. Sometimes they've got slower response times, especially during a CAT event. They're starting to, this happens every time. You got an area-wide disaster, maybe a tornado, a flood, fires, something like that. They're going to go after the big cherry jobs. They're going to go after the ones that, the bigger jobs. And they're going to leave a lot of these smaller, when I say smaller, 30, 50, 80, $180,000 jobs with incredible margins. Yeah, they're going to leave those behind because they might be chasing the big ones. You might not be ready to do the $1 million, $2 million, $12 million jobs yet. Works fine, perfectly fine. They're slower to respond to those, if at all. They're making a list, get to them when they can. Customers don't want to be on a list. They want to know, help them. So let people know. Say, I only take on as much work as we can handle, and we'll prioritize your jobs. We won't put those off. We also won't chase storms. Big firms, commercial firms, big names, they kind of have a cookie cutter service, meaning they want the customer to fit into their model instead of, trying to create something that works for them. And then they've got staff who just generally don't care. I can tell you that the bigger the company, you've got staff that they don't make as much. They don't invest as much in training as you do. I know you train a lot, and you would for commercial. It's different training, and we've got a blueprint on the training and certification needs. Make sure you check that out and see if that's been published yet when you read this one. Your team, got a lot of things going for you. You're faster. You got personal service. They can reach out to anyone and get a hold of you right away. It's not a call center after 5 o'clock. You can walk into a local business, shake hands, and offer solutions with a promise that fits them, not some corporate playbook. That's your edge. That's what you need to be leveraging until you get bigger. Now, the trick is when you get bigger, when you get larger, how do you not become like those so that someone smaller back where you are now, possibly, can come in and take all that away from you because you've lost what got you there? Don't do that. You don't even have to start big. Dip your toes in with the small floods. Go after some small clients. Go after some hotels, some assisted living homes. Those are all great businesses that are great clients. Build a relationship with the property manager. Nurture that. Figure out where she or he goes to their events so you can meet more property managers like them because they'll be loving to talk about you. Nail a few jobs. Watch them call you back. Nail a few, get it right, listen to them, respond to what they say, and their phone will put you in their speed dial first. Step by step, you'll scale up. You'll get more experience. You'll get more confidence. Your team will grow. You can start to do bigger jobs. Your proposals and scopes will get tighter. You'll become more profitable, and you'll actually eventually get, every once in a while, maybe that one day, you'll get that bigger project that you're like, that's a little tough job to get, but man, that could really change your year to get a really good one, especially if you can work out with CATx on how to get paid for that job in full and on time. You don't need to be a giant. You don't need to be a big behemoth of a company. You just need to get started. Everybody just gets started. That's what I want to help everybody do. CATx is designed for small to medium-sized restoration companies that want to dip their toes into commercial or take what they're already doing and expand it, or sometimes completely do commercial only. But they need to be a company that the market and those customers in your town see as one that can do commercial. Here's the kicker. Most contractors never even try commercial work. You might think so, but there's just so many that never even put their eyes on that, and therefore a customer never sees them. They never even try. So that they're too scared, they're too stuck, they're too busy in what they're doing. They're shorthanded. They're too busy trying to keep up with the small jobs they've got. That's your opening. That's your Achilles heel that you can attack right there. There's less competition, there's more opportunities, and a chance to dominate your local market. So why hesitate? You've got the skills. You've got the hustle. You've been doing this a while. You know, you've got a great reputation in town. You're just not leveraging it. All you need is the guts to say yes to that first commercial job. And then you need the playbook. And that's where I hope we can help you. That's your takeaway for today. Stop doubting, start winning. All we want to do at CATx is give you some pointers, some tips, some mentors. So when you do sign them up, help you through the struggles and just build a commercial division in your company or start doing commercial altogether. Do you want in? 2 ways to get a hold of us. restorationadvisors.com/CATx. You can take a look at our coaching program, contact us, sign up for our program, and just say, let's just go. Let's change my year. Let's just put some more jobs on the books for us. Or maybe you want to go to one of our upcoming live events that are coming up. So we've got one coming up in May of 2025 in Phoenix, Arizona. By the time you're watching this, maybe that's past. Check our website. You'll see our events. We usually have 1 or 2 already scheduled. Pick which one works for you. It's a good place to come meet us, get to know us. 2 days of really, really, really good frameworks that can help you get started. Probably just bolster what you're already doing right now. Maybe there's a need to go further or not. Reach out to us. Let's get you on those commercial jobs. Let's just get started. If you feel like it, drop a comment down below. If you've been hesitating or if you've already made the leap, let us know what your experiences were. It wasn't as scary as you thought. Had a couple of bumps in the road. This is what they look like. Learned a lot. Like all of our blueprints, there's a deeper version on our website. I'm going to put the link down below so that you can go there and drill further into the written version of this and probably share it with your team or whatnot. This is CATx, where you turn your potential into profit. Check us out, restorationadvisors.com/CATx, and we will see you on the next blueprint. Thanks for tuning in.